Are there businesses, industries, workplaces where it's more difficult to define the output of work? So if
I think
the key is you don't need to control, you don't need to tell people what to do, they can choose it by themselves because they're accountable for output. And accountable is something objective you can measure, and if someone structurally doesn't meet the output expected, you can have a discussion with them. So I'm wondering, is it possible to define output in every type of work?
so. We say, as you've said, autonomy and accountability go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. So you can't give everyone autonomy without also making sure that they're accountable for delivering the output that they're engaged to deliver. That is absolutely critical. And that is a mindset shift for a lot of people, particularly organizations where people have previously been based on time, being at their desk for their 7.5 hours a week or whatever it might be. There are certainly industries where work style is a real natural fit. So, for instance, the knowledge economy, there are around 1 billion knowledge workers around the world. That is a really natural fit. People tend to completely understand how you can apply work style there. Then there are other areas where it's arguably more challenging. Frontline workers, first responders, healthcare workers, where it is place-based working. And so for those organizations and those individuals, we always say that we believe that work style is a mentality. It's not just a structure of work. It's an attitude to work where you value individual differences and you recognize an individual's contribution. So for us, it's about looking critically at the output that is delivered. So some of it will be place-based, but everyone has some work to do that actually isn't place-based. It's the admin that goes with their job, for instance. So I think for us, that is the mindset shift. It's thinking in terms of output rather than time. And for some people, that comes really naturally. And for some organizations, they already do that. And for others, that is a long way from where they are now.
Okay. And with regards to output, another follow-up question. How will I put this? So there's quite some research done that actually individual target setting is less effective than team target setting. So instead of giving everyone an individual goal, you give a team a goal, and everyone tries to contribute to achieving the goal. So I understand why you link output to the individual. How do I link this with, how do you prevent that it becomes a very internal, individualistic, competitive environment, which tends to happen according to research when you, for example, work with individual bonuses? So yeah, how do I have to see work style in that dilemma?
I mean, I would say 3 ways. So firstly, we have a team charter at the start of every project. So whilst everyone knows what they need to contribute, they also understand what everyone else in the team is contributing and what the ultimate outcome needs to be. The second thing is that at Hoxby, we have a really clear vision. So we exist to create a happier, more fulfilled society through a world of work without bias. That's been our vision from the start. Everyone who joins knows that. And in the application process, we need to know they're aligned to that for them to join. So we also have this kind of bigger uniting goal that brings everyone together. And then the third thing is that at Hoxby, 25% of the profits are shared equally between the community, regardless of how many projects you've worked on, how much money you've earned, what you've outputted. 25% of the profits are shared equally between everyone. So we have recognized what you're talking about, and we have experimented and put in place mechanics to make sure that everyone is linked to the ultimate success of Hoxby overall, the output of their project, and also to playing their part in the individual output for which they're accountable.
Yeah. So you're creating a lot of clarity, is what I hear. The team charter on what the team needs to achieve, and then the individual output is basically clarity on the individual expectations, the roles that you're picking up. And then I hear you say we give people a sense of meaning with the vision and a sense of impact. And then lastly, they share collectively in the rewards that the team have made. So it makes me think of the 5 dynamics of effective teams. That was one shared with from the Google research, right? Clarity, impact, meaning. Okay.